Okay, so today we're going to talk about leaving the past behind and how to learn to forgive. This is a massive subject,
Yes.
So in this video, we're going to talk about how to accept the past and move on, and also why it's healthy to do so. How to focus on the future, people can change, and that forgiveness is growth. And I think that's probably the key point, but you'll come to that last. So accept the past and move on. That's a biggie, isn't it?
Massive. Yeah. I mean, it's all to do with not being in the present moment, really, and holding on to things from the past.
Like grudges.
Yeah, grudges and not letting things go. So it's being in that negative mindset again, and getting yourself in a tiz basically about it, and then not letting go of it. So yeah, when it comes to the forgiveness, I think you've just got to accept things for what it is sometimes, and just move forwards.
And
really.
I think if something has happened, it's happened.
Yeah.
And you can't change it.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're just going to make yourself unhappy.
Yeah.
If you're not going to forgive, so there's no point making yourself unhappy and carrying on.
And there's also things could have happened a long time ago that you're holding on to, and you're holding on to it because you feel like you deserve an apology.
Yes.
And no one's saying that you don't deserve an apology, but the person that you expect an apology from perhaps doesn't realise they owe you an apology.
Yeah.
They don't realise or understand that they've done something that's hurt you, and it could be because they are completely emotionally unavailable, and they just don't understand that they go around hurting people. Or it may be that they actually just don't know they've hurt you because no one's actually told them, do you know what, you've hurt me here, and you've done something wrong to me and you owe me an apology. Because I think we always assume that if someone's hurt us, that other person actually knows they've hurt us. But actually, sometimes you need to stand up and say, hang on a minute, that hurts me, and you have hurt me, and I expect an apology. Whether you'll get one or not
this is
irrelevant.
I think it's important to, I'm not saying not to address it, though. I mean, if you feel like someone needs to know that they've hurt you, that you should address that.
Definitely.
With them. However, like we say, there might not be an apology, because some people just can't see the fault in themselves.
No.
So, but it is learning to forgive. And I'm not saying to forgive straight away, because not everyone can. Sometimes it's a process and it takes time to forgive, doesn't it?
Yes, and I think sometimes you can't forgive the person or the situation, but you have to almost, this goes a bit deep, but you always have to forgive yourself for feeling like that, because if you know you're not going to get an apology, if you know you're not going to get any kind of anything back from it, you kind of have to just go, right, okay, this is done now. I'm wasting my life going over this. I'm the one that's drinking the poison expecting someone else to die, and it's not happening. So what's done is done, and I'm going to leave that here. I'm just going to let it go now, because I'm not going to get an apology, but me keep going over the same scenario or the same situation or the same negative emotions in my mind isn't actually going to get me anywhere. And you have to then just, so you almost, sometimes it's not even about reaching out to the other person, it's just like, I forgive myself now, even though I haven't done anything wrong. The forgiveness is there, it's done, parked, move on.
Well, this is it. I mean,
and that sounds much easier said than done, and I know it's not easy. We're not saying it's easy.
But we have got tips for trying to let go.
Yes.
Got some tips. So to do that, you need to work on yourself.
Yes.
Which we've always saying self-developmental work.
Absolutely. And yes, I think when it comes to forgiveness as well, and I think this is one of the tips. Sorry, I took your face away. I think sometimes to forgive, you have to write it down. What's actually hurt you, don't you? Write it down, not to be read, but get it off your chest. Write it down, burn it,
definitely
safely, or rip it up, or do whatever, shred it. But just write it down so you get it off your chest, because often that's all you need to do, isn't it?
That's it. Also, being kind to yourself. And gentle with yourself, because we all go through emotions and different things of how it is. So it is being kind to yourself, but also allowing those negative emotions. It's okay to have those negative emotions as long as you don't sit on those negative emotions. And they're in balance. Your negatives aren't your negatives aren't overtaking your positives. It's got to be, run with them, isn't it? But no, to shut them off and right, okay, that's done now. And then obviously accepting that not everyone's going to apologise. Some people just won't. their ego's too big. That's usually what it comes down to, if it is their mistake.
And depending on their type of personality as well, if they're a bit of a sociopath or a narcissist or a psychopath or any kind of path, they sometimes don't realise, they don't know they've done something wrong because it's normal behaviour. And especially if they gaslight, even if they've done something wrong, they will turn it round on you. So it's kind of being able to kind of draw that line. I know this is a much bigger conversation, but personality traits like that will never know that they've done something wrong, and even if they do know they've done something wrong, they will never admit it, and they will turn it round on you. So it's having the courage to just go, do you know what, that's you, mate, that's nothing to do with me, and block it off and turn. And that is a much bigger conversation. But it's knowing when you're not going to get that apology.
Well, this is it as well. Practicing mindfulness, also self-care, and to live in the moment. Be present, which I think a lot of us need to do, because a lot of us just live in our heads. I know I do it. I'm always rushing around like on autopilot, crazy, trying to get everything done. And sometimes by the time it's evening, I just sit and I need to meditate or take the dog for a walk. They're my times when I have present moments. Try and chuck my phone out the way so I don't get distracted by it, because we all do that as well.
Absolutely.
Just, being present really. And it is understanding people can change, which goes back to one of our other conversations. People can change, so it's forgiving, and some people can move forward as well. But it's
and I think sometimes we can have really old grudges against people that stem back years and years and years, but we remember them as they were then. And we literally just talked about this in our No One Knows video, didn't we? We were saying that by nature we evolve. We have to. Nature predicts that, and the crudest way of saying it is we get older every day. That's nature evolving. But your body gets older, but your mind should get mature. Your mind should grow at the same time. And that person you may have known 20 years ago that did something bad to you that actually you can't forgive, they're highly likely to be a completely different person now than they were 20 years ago. So it's understanding that people can change and do change. People do change. There is a lot of people wanting to change.
Definitely.
It is, but accept that people can. And if someone, they can change both ways, obviously. But if someone does come up and apologise, they did something 20 years ago and they feel really bad about it, take it on face value.
This is it. But my definite advice is just be present.
And the last one was forgiveness is growth. I think this is massive. I know for my own personal experiences, when I've been able to forgive people for things that they've or done wrong to me, or I feel like they've done wrong, I felt a massive sense of relief and a massive weight off my shoulders when I've just kind of gone, do you know what, I forgive you, even if I haven't said it to them, because actually you don't have to say it to them. It's like, do you know what, I accept that that's happened, I forgive you for that. And you're just doing it to yourself, or you write it down, and I've actually felt a massive sense of relief, and almost that I can take the next step forward once I've been able to kind of have that forgiveness within me. That sounds definitely a bit, I don't sound a bit like wishy-washy, but and I don't know how another way to explain it, to be honest. But it is growth.
Definitely.
Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.